I used to believe that love meant standing by someone through every storm, that trust, once earned, was unbreakable. I held on to that belief like a sacred truth, thinking that if you gave your heart honestly and fully, it would be safe. But life has a cruel way of teaching you that sometimes, love isn't enough. Sometimes, it's the very thing that blinds you before breaking you apart. For 5 years, Sarah and I built a world together. We met back in college, young, broke, and wildly in love. We shared late-night study sessions, split bills we could barely afford, and talked endlessly about the life we were going to create. A cozy house, children running around the yard, careers that made us proud, and most importantly, a love that could survive anything. I worked tirelessly to give her the life she deserved. Every promotion I chased, every sleepless night I endured, it was all for us. I wanted her to feel secure, supported, adored. And when she got the call that she had been offered a position at a prestigious marketing firm, I was over the moon for her. I remember hugging her, kissing her forehead, telling her, "This is just the beginning, love. You've earned this." If only I had known then that this was the beginning, but not of what we had dreamed. At first, everything seemed fine. She came home glowing, eager to share every detail about her projects, the firm's culture, and above all about her boss, Mark. I didn't think anything of it in the beginning. She had always admired successful people, and I admired that about her. But Mark's name began to surface in every other conversation. She would go on and on about how intelligent he was, how inspiring, how he had built his career from the ground up. I ignored it. Told myself I was being insecure. After all, I trusted her. Completely. But slowly things began to shift. She started coming home later and later. Working on a big campaign, she'd say. Her phone, which used to be carelessly left charging on the kitchen counter, was now always clutched tightly or flipped face down. She began dressing differently, sharper, more alluring, even on casual Fridays when she had no meetings. And then, the most painful part, the warmth between us began to die. Touches became fewer. Her gaze rarely met mine. Nights in bed felt colder, lonelier. I'd reach for her and she'd pull away with a sigh, whispering that she was exhausted. I asked her once, "Are we okay? Is something wrong?" She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "Of course, babe. Just work stress." I wanted so badly to believe her. I clung to that explanation like a drowning man clings to driftwood. But deep down I knew. Something had changed. I just didn't have proof. Until the night everything came crashing down. It was a Friday. She had told me she'd be working late on a campaign that was close to its deadline. I decided to surprise her. Picked up her favorite Thai food, hoping maybe I was just being paranoid. That dinner might rekindle something. I drove to her office only to find it empty. Her desk was cold. Lights were out. Everyone had already left. My heart began to pound. I called. No answer. Texted. Nothing. Still I tried to stay calm. Told myself she might have stepped out. But as I pulled into our apartment complex, I saw it. A sleek black BMW parked just outside. Mark's? My hands shook as I climbed the stairs. The front door was unlocked. The apartment dimly lit. I heard something, laughter, muffled voices, coming from the bedroom. I didn't want to look, but I had to. And there she was, in our bed, with him. She gasped when she saw me, sheets clutched to her chest like they could shield her from the truth. He didn't even flinch, just gave me this smug grin like he'd won a competition I didn't know I was part of. "Babe, she started. I didn't let her finish. I didn't scream. I didn't break anything. I just stood there, staring at the two people who had shattered me, letting the weight of betrayal crush whatever pieces of me still believed in love. Then I turned around, walked out, and never looked back. I crashed at a friend's place that night. My world in pieces. My chest hollow. The next few days were a blur of unanswered calls, unread texts filled with, "I'm sorry," and "Please let's talk." But I had nothing left to give. She made her choice the moment she let him into our home, into our bed. Into the life we built. Weeks passed. Through a mutual friend, I heard she'd moved in with Mark. It stung, of course. But it also confirmed what I had suspected. This wasn't some heat-of-the-moment mistake. It was planned. Calculated. So I did the only thing I could. I rebuilt. I threw myself into the gym. Poured energy into my work. Spent weekends reconnecting with friends I'd neglected in the name of building a future. Slowly, painfully, the ache began to fade. The anger dulled. The man she broke? He was gone. I was someone new now, stronger, wiser, harder. Then, about 6 months later, karma made its grand entrance. Mark, the man she gave everything up for, was exposed in a workplace scandal. Turns out Sarah hadn't been his only favorite. Several women came forward, accusing him of using his position to manipulate them. The firm fired him on the spot. And since Sarah had been closely tied to him, professionally and personally, she was let go too. In the blink of an eye she lost her job, her reputation. And not long after, Mark left her too. With no career, no safety net, no lover to lean on, she did the one thing I never thought she would. She called me. I stared at the screen for a long moment, then answered. "Hey," she said, her voice quiet, almost fragile. Asterisk, "Can we talk?" Asterisk. I leaned back in my chair, a bitter smile tugging at my lips. Asterisk, "Talk about what?" Asterisk. "I made a mistake," she said, barely above a whisper. Asterisk, "I thought I was doing the right thing, but I was wrong. I miss you." Asterisk. I cut her off with a dry chuckle. Asterisk, "You miss me? Or do you miss having someone who actually loved you?" Asterisk. Silence. "Then, I lost everything," she finally whispered. Asterisk, "I don't know what to do." Asterisk. And for the first time since that night, I said exactly what needed to be said. Asterisk, "I'm not your safety net, Sarah. I'm not your second choice. You made your decision. Now live with it." Asterisk. She cried. Beck. Said all the things I used to dream of hearing when I was lying awake at night wondering what I did wrong. But I didn't feel sorry for her. I had already grieved the end of us. Already buried the version of myself who waited, who hurt, who hoped. She didn't just lose me. She lost a man who would have given her the world. And I found peace.